Hello, this is me Debashis, and during his time, Sir Curtly Ambrose used to be a terrifying bowler for the opponent batters. Now he is doing commentary, and Sir Curtly is still the popular figure here in the Caribbean cricket. Talking about Virat Kohli, how does he come as a batter? And having seen him, having watched him in this series, what do you notice that has impressed you the most about Virat?
Well, I've seen him play for a number of years, and I've always admired his way of playing. And a lot of people will see the end results because he scored a lot of runs, but it's behind the scenes, puts in a lot of work. When he speaks, tell about he thrives a lot on fitness of his diet and all that. So we see the end product, meaning in the middle where he's going on, but there's a lot of work go on behind the scenes. Someone I've always admired. He's easy to watch, very good on the eyes. He is not the kind of guy who you will say ultra aggressive like others, going for a lot of 60s and stuff like that. He can do it if he wants to, but his natural game is different, very fluent in his stroke play, can score as quick if he wants to without hitting a lot of sixes, and he's just a wonderful player to watch.
And the people has criticized him in recent times. Obviously, he's not scoring 100 for last 5 overseas tours. It was his first in 100 after 2018. The last one he scored was in Australia. So, having watched him, the way he placed his innings in this Test match, he was not going after the flashy shots. He was trying to dig in deep on the wicket. The way he placed his innings and the way he got his 100. How do you see him going forward? He's already scored 2900. Can he be able to, say, cross the Sachin Tendulkar?
Well, I wouldn't want to compare both players. Sachin Tendulkar was a great player. He was. I mean, he achieved just about everything in cricket. I mean, you can't take away from his cricketing knowledge and the way he played. But I'm not the kind of guy who like to compare. They're two great cricketers, served India for years with distinction. But Virat Kohli, when you're a great player and then you're going through a lean patch, like Virat Kohli had in the last couple of years where he haven't scored a century, outside of India, but I mean, people tend to look at him and say, oh, he's over the hill and, he's struggling because he hasn't scored a century and all that stuff. It's unfair. Every great player go through a patch where they fail to score 100 or they fail to be a little bit consistent. It's unfair. He's still a quality player. I'm really happy that he got 100. Unfortunately, it is against West Indies, but that should his confidence the world of good and maybe shut up some people who think that he's over the hill. He's not. He's still got a lot to contribute to Indian cricket and cricket in general.
But is there any weak areas that you would like to, you would have exploited had you played against him?
Every batsman are vulnerable at some point, right? I think batsmen are most vulnerable at the start of the innings and maybe the start of after every break. You have to start again. So I don't like this idea, people talking about, batsmen are vulnerable here and they're vulnerable there. All batsmen can be dismissed. Doesn't matter how great you are. So I just figured, I will just leave the subject because it's not something I entertain. As great as Sir Viv was, he's been dismissed for low scores. As great as Sachin Tendulkar was, he's been dismissed for low scores. All great batsmen have gone through low scores, right? So I am not one of those guys who will talk about weak here or weak there, or vulnerable here. All batsmen can be dismissed.
Sir Curtly, you named quite a few great batters, obviously, but then in the current generation you have the Fab Fours, the Steve Smith, Virat Kohli, and
Kane Williamson,
Joe Root, and also to some extent Babar Azam.
And Babar Azam is another one,
yeah.
yes.
So
because people tend to call those top 4.
Yeah.
Joe Root, Kane Williamson,
Virat Kohli,
and Steve Smith. But Babar Azam has come along quite nicely, and to me, he's a wonderful player. So I think I should add him to that 4 and make it 5.
But if you were to rate this top 5 batters, means how would you enjoy bowling at them?
Well, see, that's a question people ask me a lot as well. And I keep saying to them that in a couple of months, I'll be 60 years of age, so I will have no chance bowling against them now.
But then the quality of the batters.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to say that when I played, there were some fantastic cricketers. I've done my time. This is a new generation, and I wouldn't want to compare myself against them because generations are different. But those guys we called and the others, wonderful cricket. I can sit and watch them all day. They're different in their approach, they're different in styles, but highly effective, which is the key.